When the Tafonius machine starts, you'll enter the Tafonius shell as described in a previous video. Here we're going to start the machine by pressing the Tafonius button. You should note that if at any point when you start the Tafonius software, if you're in a hurry, you can always press the run button on the auxiliary system and start using this machine in the auxiliary mode while waiting for the software to load. As soon as the software loads, it will automatically take over from the auxiliary system. This may just save you some time with a horse or a patient that you want to start ventilating straight away. When the software starts, we see that the first opening screen says disconnect patient and push initialize. The reason for this is that because the machine has just been turned on, the auxiliary system has not been initialized, and the software and the auxiliary system itself are not sure of the actual position of the piston. For this reason, on the left here, we see a green cross-hatched area representing the piston. And that green cross-hatched means that the piston has not been initialized. So we're just going to remove any stoppers from the end of the Y piece, and then we're going to press the initialize button. By pressing the initialize button, the piston will be heard to move slowly to the bottom of the cylinder, and then a 0 point will be taken. At that point, this hashed green area will go to a nice lime green and show the value 0 as shown here. Now the piston has been initialized, the machine can be used in the normal way. We can either move directly to the Tafonius software and abort the leak and compliance section, or we can go into the leak and compliance, which is what we're going to do now. So we click on leak and compliance, having made sure that now our stopper is fitted to the end of the Y piece. What happens now is the machine automatically takes the piston up to the midpoint mark of the piston, which is a cylinder which is around 10 litres, and then closes the valve and pressurizes the system to a constant 20 centimetres of water pressure, as shown by the blue graph here just above the leak testing stage. So we're now running at a pressure of 20 centimetres of water, and we can see that the value of 9.3 litres is being held fairly steady, just dropped to 9.29, and we have a leak of 192 mils. That's average for a machine. For values less than 200, I'd be very happy to proceed. Values over 500, I'd be cautious, and for values over 1,000, I'd want to know why and identify the leak. The machine then takes the piston to the top of the cylinder and measures the compliance value at the top. Then takes the piston to the bottom or near bottom of the cylinder and measures the compliance of the system at the bottom of the cylinder. Having done this, it has 2 points of reference, a bottom and a higher point of compliance, and knows the compliance value for any position of the piston in the cylinder while ventilating. The compliance compensation means that if you wish to deliver a certain volume to your patient and you deliver it at a pressure, because of the system, some volume will be lost into the expansion of the tubes in the system. By measuring that expansion, i.e. compliance, we can compensate for that. So you will find that if you select a tidal volume of 5 litres, the machine will now, understanding the compliance of the system and knowing where the piston is at the point where it delivers that 5 litres, add a certain volume to the actual tidal volume to ensure that the patient receives the full 5 litres that's requested on the tidal volume button. Now, having finished that, we can either repeat the process if we had an excessive leak and we find the leak and correct it, or as in this case, we're happy, we click on the finish button and progress to the software. Now the machine is ready to run. There's very little oxygen in the cylinder, and we would need to pre-fill this cylinder to start ventilating. We're going to cover that in another video, and just for now I'm going to show you that if we ever need to go and do the compliance or leak test again, we use the system button, leak and compliance, and we're back to where we were at the onset of this program. If I choose to go into leak and compliance, it repeats the whole process, fit the stopper, and off we go. I'm going to abort this process now because we've already done this. There we are. That completes the startup procedure for the Tafonius software.